Here they come, tomorrow's motocross stars, ready to race today.
Hi, I'm Brock Glover, and we're here at RedBud MX for the MX Sports Scouting Moto Combine. And the riders here are young, upcoming riders who want to turn professional, but they get treated just like professionals all day long. We cover riding techniques, we cover nutrition, we cover being on schedule, showing up at the starting line when you need to, social media. Cover it all. You get treated exactly like a pro here, and these riders often turn professional, as we've already seen this year. So it's a fun day. We got coaches Chad Reed, Michael Byrne, Jeff Stanton, and myself giving them all of our insights and all of our experience. So hopefully they take away something from this great event and it helps them with their career.
When they come off the track after qualifying, sit down with them, break down the lap times, the segments. You know, a lot of these kids, they come in and they're a little bit deflated because, oh man, I'm 3 seconds off. But when you pull out the segment times, maybe it's just one segment. So it's like, okay, don't get all stressed out. It's literally just one part of the track that we need to, you know, fine tune. So mentally that's a great help for them, and just to understand them breaking down the situation, staying in a good mental space to understand where they needed to make time.
The Moto Scouting Combine concept was simple. Let the amateurs race the same tracks as the pros. But before the program launched, coaching from ex-professionals entered the ranks.
I'll ask what their plan is, because I've heard mixed plan. Like, I've heard that they may not want you guys necessarily doing the leap, so they might make it all deep. So we'll see.
I don't think anyone's gonna do it.
I'm not gonna think I'm gonna make
If it's anything like today, no one's gonna do it.
Change your game plan and actually give up a little bit here to make it in this whole next section. Because you remember, from here, from this turn all the way to the sand rollers, or at least to the bowl turn up there, it's a lot of momentum. So if you stop it here and you're trying to recover and build that over it, just makes it that much harder. Like right here is pretty nice right now. Like if you went or just around, if you came in hot, went just around this half roller, you'd get a pretty good drive. You could almost get up on the bank and let the front wheel up on the bank all the way, drive it in deep up there, and then make your apex or your turn in the bowl and then shoot back down. We'll have to just see how the track develops after practice tomorrow. Make a game plan. It's always going to change with when you're having everyone else ride. Compared to at a national, it's all pretty straightforward as far as how it develops.
When you come into the corner, you just chop off the throttle, the front end buries, and all of a sudden you're in trouble there. So, according to the the people who own the track, they said the equipment they use is always the same. It really depends on how much water they put on it. It all goes about the same depth.
Yeah.
But this is pretty firm right now. But when they dig this real deep, sometimes for the national, this gets nasty. Like the bumps get huge right here. It looks like mulch to me. What do you think? Looks like a mulch, huh? What do you think? It is. Steal it and put it in the garden. Yeah. When you guys were riding, were you popping this and landing down? Where did this big downside, this pothole come from?
I don't know. I did it a couple times from the inside.
From the inside, just popping this and landing down here, yeah. When I was young, coming up, about your age, coming here racing, we used to race a fall series here, and when it would rain, this would be, you could barely ride through here. It would be so muddy. Don't follow anybody though, you'll just get a mouthful of sand, huh? Yeah.
After the long track walk sessions with the coaches, it was finally time for the riders to put tires onto the racetrack. You'll see Talon Hawkins, Casey Cochran, Chance Hymas, Hayden Deegan, and others throw down laps and learn what the pro track is all about. the RedBud track is open for amateurs all the time, but it's prepped differently on a pro weekend. And that's what made the riders confused after the first riding session. Enter 6-time national champion Jeff Stanton with a little advice on what it's like to race on a rough, deep, pro-style racetrack.
How was it? Deep. that's the general talk. Deep and soft. But that's going to change throughout the day. It's all good. It's all good. So anyway, as far as them starts, I mean, my theory, to get set in race mode, dude, get out there and line up beside the fastest, best guy and drop it, and that's the only way you're going to get better and more confident is by doing it with maybe the guy that you're a little fearful of. Get out there and drop the start and throw in a fast lap with them. So Casey, you were 5 in that segment 2. Chance was 28.6. You were 29.0. So you in the inside there. Was it? Were you not? After the sand rollers, yeah. I saw you going inside there and still able to jump it. First practice smooth. Of course, everybody's just hauling the mail around all the outside edges. I mean, that's when I was watching Deegan. That's what he was doing, just railing. He went out there right off the bat and just railed everything, and kind of set the tone. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I mean, these to me, these don't mean anything right now. Next practice, get a little more confidence, get out there, try to get your sections down, get them lowered, find some good lines, and whether you like lap times or not like lap times, it still plays with your head.
Lap times don't lie.
Lap times don't lie. It still plays with your head. So get out there and throw some good times down.
This next section, that's the biggest thing. Just try to work on your flow. Try to work on your cornering speed. Do not bury the bike as the ruts get deeper and deeper. Try not to bury the bike as much. I'd go to war with you on my team any day in a B class, man. Yeah, you were. I liked your style. I like, especially in the turn, the second. Well, it's actually turn 3. The right-hander through there. You went through there, nice feet on the pegs. You were light on the bike, and you weren't burying into the rut there, which is a good way to flow through there. So, every single movement you do on the bike is just one, expelling energy that you do not want to. At the end of the moto, you want that reserve. You got to think efficiency when you ride. You want to be light on the bike. You want to be less movements, less energy. So you got to be efficient. Even if you're moving through the pack, you got to be efficient. Overall, you guys, again, you rode well. Just you need to work on carrying a little more cornering speed into the corner. Don't overslow the bike, because once you overslow it, you can't gain that momentum back. It's just really hard. So again, and especially some of these big 180s and these long corners, get yourself trained to where you're focusing through the corner.
All eyes on this man, Hayden Deegan, a late entry and probably the highest profile amateur in America right now. On the number 38, the likes of Hawkins and Hymas and the rest of the field trying to chase down those hot lap times that you heard Jeff Stanton talking about Deegan throwing down. We'll see as we get closer to race time if anyone can close the gap. We're back at the Motocross Scouting Moto Combine at RedBud in Michigan. Let's check in with young Noah Schuring to see how it's going.
The real thing I learned today was really just, you got to put in the work if you want to be a pro. It's not going to come easy. As you climb the mountain, it gets tougher and tougher. And if you want to reach the top, you got to put in the work and put in the hours, and that's really what I've learned.
I always make sure to listen to the social media part, because I think it's a big difference. You can definitely tell when people like some guys and some people don't. So yeah, it's a big part of it. You want the fans on your side, so that's what I'll try and do.
Those braking bumps, you're not going to be wanting to deal with those. You can go through them and then around the outside. You can carry a lot of speed. Watch this guy right here. See where the guy is? But that's too far out there. But yeah, you're capable of. I know that. So
Just got to nail the start.
Exactly.
After all the coaching and all the lessons, it's time to go racing. We will have 2 motos of over 20 minutes, which is exceptionally long for an amateur race. And let's go at RedBud. That is Mark Fenice on the 105, going to grab the whole shot on the KTM. Hayden Deegan to the inside, able to get around him, and Fenice fighting right back. Over to Rocco's Leap. We didn't think it'd be jumpable, but Finice able to get it. Oh, and now a little sideways in the rollers. He jumped over the head of Chance Hymas, the factory Honda ace, who's now in third as Deegan tries to get away here on lap 1. Into the second lap we go now. There's Finice holding his own with Hymas in third. And Hymas raced a bunch of these last year, and he won the championship of the Supercross Futures about a month ago. There's Talon Hawkins, Casey Cochran battling on those white Husqvarnas as Deegan starts to pull away. Well, this is an alarming lead right now for Deegan as Hymas has retaken the number 2 spot from Finice. Jaden Clough there on the 45 coming through next inside the top 5. Oh my, Deegan is gone. That is a monstrosity of a lead. Finice still jumping it and nailing Larocco's leap. He's out of Indiana. I've got to imagine he spent some time here at RedBud and he loves it. Oh no, this time it cost him. How did he stay up? Unbelievable, lands on the side of the jump. He should have gone down for sure, and now Hymas has crashed out of the number 2 spot. So hand Deegan an even bigger lead, mistake by the 3rd place rider, big crash by the 2nd place rider, and through it all, Hawkins on the 71 out of California has taken over the number 2 position. Off the ski jump we go. Julian Balmer there coming through on the 29. Gage Linville, Preston Baseflug, Cochran. Cochran on the 66, now in a battle. On the inside there is Patrick Murphy on the Club MX Yamaha. Look at that, Murphy, a big scrub at the top. Not giving an inch to Cochran. He's one of the youngest riders out here. Back to this battle. Finice has been all over the place. You got to admire the heart he's showing. He's repassed Hawkins now. Hawkins going back after him. And through it all, Danger Boy Hayden Deegan living up to the hype. A huge star on YouTube and social media. So many people wanted to see what he could do live and in person, and boy, has he delivered a massive lead. There's Clough right now who wants a piece of that podium battle. He wants to get up there with that Hawkins and Finice battle. And it looks like he's done it. Clough now ahead of the 105 of Finice. Let's see how much further he can go. Can he make a run for the number 2 position? Clough out of Minnesota on the Rock River Yamaha. There's Deegan on the Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing Machine. And there is Clough. Nice charge down the stretch for Clough. Looking to make it a Yamaha 1-2 here. And there's one of our coaches, Jeff Stanton. Happy the students are learning. The happiest student of all, though, is going to be Hayden Deegan, throwing it sideways, fist in the air, and he dominates. Here's the results of that first moto. Clough up to 2nd, Linville up to 3rd, Finice 4th, and riders running up front early. Hawkins and Hymas end up in 14th and 11th. Meanwhile, this is our chance for the fans to meet Hayden Deegan in person.
Say hello to Hayden Deegan! You come out to this event, we know that it's going to be a real showcase, somewhere where you're going to have to step up. You didn't even blink. From the first lap of practice to the last lap of your first moto, you showed everybody the back end of that Yamaha.
Yeah, when I got a good start, I was like, oh my God, thank God. I came around, I think, 2nd, got around Mark quick, and from there, I was just pitting down my laps, and then I seen Chance behind me. He must have fell or something, but it was sick. And then over that tail back there, one lap I came down, it just got nasty head shake, and I was like, oh my God, I almost died. But anyways, I was sick.
You know, you talk about this thing being a little something different. You've been to the big amateur races. You're a step closer to being a pro. When are we going to see you take that next step up?
I don't know. Maybe next year, hopefully. I'm just getting times on these tracks, racing these combines, and so far it's sick. RedBud!
Hayden Deegan down there on the podium. He'll be back in moto number 2.
Riders getting ready for the second race of our Moto Scouting Combine. Here's what they're learning.
Everything they said is super valuable, and it's cool to be able to work with these trainers and get everybody's insight and just pick up on little things here and there, and yeah, try and take anything that I can from this weekend and use it to my advantage. My goal for the second moto is to do better than I did the first moto. First moto I ended up like 6th, So yeah, trying to do better this second moto.
Got up to the whole shot, which was a surprise because I've been doing very well on starts lately. But got up to the whole shot. Dean got around me pretty quick. Hymas got around me. I passed him when I had jumped the leap first lap. And then he crashed on the finish line, was in second. My arm started to pump up, and I faded back third, and then finished in fourth. So it was pretty good. I had the speed. I had the second fastest lap time of the moto. So I just wasn't able to hold it, but it was pretty good. I was happy with it. I side with him, and I just hear him not let off. I'm like, yeah. He's like 300 feet in the air.
Did you see the video of him landing off the side?
Dude, he landed on the side.
I didn't do good the last race, crashed twice. I was in second. Went to go check out some fence posts after the finish line, and then got back up to 6th, and then endoed off this double over here. So hopefully we can just keep her on 2 wheels this time. If I can keep her on 2 wheels, I'll be happy. But I'd be stoked to come off with a win in the second moto.
Supposed to be a low pressure environment, but we're going racing next. Moto 2 of the Motocross Scouting Combine about to come your way here from RedBud. Hayden Deegan dominated Moto 1, and he's going to lead them into the first turn of Moto 2. Almost goes down, and then a big pileup, and that is Chance Hymas on the Red 21 Honda. Disastrous first moto, disastrous second moto, and Patrick Murphy, who had a good run in Moto 1, is down with him. And how about Fenice nailing the starts again? Mentioned after Moto 1 that he was happy with the speed. These are long motos on a much rougher track than they're used to. Oh, shout out to Dax Bennick. Didn't see much of him in Moto 1. Much better start here in the second moto. And Deegan's got a little work to do, sandwiched between the 2 KTMs. Bennick was 10th in Moto 1, so it'd be interesting to see here if he can stay with Deegan. Didn't really have a chance to see him at all in the first moto. And there's Deegan to the inside, into the sand rollers, and he takes the spot. Fenice trying to come back, and you love to see these young riders. They do not lift. Yes, even if they are getting tired later, they don't care about conserving energy. They go as fast as they can for as long as they can. Deegan able to make it happen now. Bennick, oh no, it is Fenice down, and he's stuck under the motorcycle in that rut. Not injured, just couldn't get away, and that is going to move Bennick up. And look at Hymas picking his way forward. That is impressive considering he was down and next to last in the first turn. Patrick Murphy doing the work from the back as well as Deegan begins to pull away just like he did in Moto 1. Now Caden Broswell on the scene on the 222, the gas. He's moving forward in this one because Gage Linville was on the podium in Moto 1. He might be the most consistent rider outside of Deegan here. And Deegan aiming for the 1-1, and everybody wanted to see, is this kid for real? Well, it's not social media or YouTube today. It is real racing on a rough track, and he has proven himself above and beyond. Bennick, a good run in the Orange Brigade KTM in second. The big tall kid out of Morganton, North Carolina's dad, pretty handy on a motorcycle as well. Dad actually does freestyle shows for churches in their area in North Carolina. He'll jump a school bus, things like that to entertain the kids. Of course, Hayden Deegan's dad, Brian, a X Games gold medalist. He knows a thing or two about riding. Here is Broswell, really solid in this one, moving forward on the 222. And he's around Bennick. So Broswell looking to take it home in second. Here's Cochran. He's on a 125. It's a disadvantage, but they don't stress the results. It's all about learning riders at different levels. Some have not graduated to the big bikes yet. And Cochran will probably be back at these races next year on a 4-stroke. Meanwhile, Deegan headed to a 1-1 here at RedBud. And a battle to stay consistent. Cochran on that 125 will end up third. There's Bennick in second. Broswell had his problems late. And there you see those scores. Hymas fourth from last. Broswell fifth. And Fenice rounded out the top 6. Solid day for him. You'll see that reflected in the overall. Fenice ends up third overall with the 4-6 scores. Bennick 10-2 for second. And, of course, the 1-1 for Hayden Deegan. Let's talk to the winner.
Yeah, definitely. I almost crashed on the start. That was kind of scary, but once I got around Mark, yeah, you know, set a pace, and Eric, our water truck guy, waters the track like this every morning, so it was kind of natural to me. So I got into a flow and ripped it up, and I had to prove myself. I was racing against the A-Riders, and I had to show them what's up.
You see the crowd got quite a bit bigger. Are you ready to set the tone?
Yeah, I am. RedBud!
RedBud for Hayden Deegan.
And finishing second here in Moto number 2 and second on the day. Put your hands together for the number 241 out of Morganton, North Carolina on a Fox Dunlop KTM, Daxton Bennick.
My knee was bothering me a whole lot that moto, but I pushed through it, and yeah, I actually thought the track was pretty fun. It was really technical, but it was awesome. Yeah, so I was with Brock Glover, and we were kind of in a debate on the start to go outside or inside. I didn't have a great pick, and we went outside, and I hit that outside as hard as I could, and I actually came out third, so I'm pretty pumped on that.
Put your hands together for Casey Cochran. How are you, Casey?
Doing great.
You know, it's almost a dream. You grew up reading and hearing about RedBud, and now you're here. You almost have to pinch yourself.
Oh, 100%. This facility is amazing, and the crowd is unreal out there. You can hear them every lap. So I thank each and every one of you guys, and RedBud's sick. This schedule it's busy, but I'm happy to be out here and put in these motos and get ready for the ranch and hopefully come home with some titles there. This schedule is amazing. This program is great, so I think it really prepares us for the pros.
And so you got to learn from the guy from Michigan, the Michigan man, Jeff Stanton.
I did. He's been here a few times, so it was good to have him as a coach. We could break down the sectors and see where I was losing time. So he really helped me out here today, and it was a great day.
All right, so we're wrapping up for third Moto Combine. I was really lucky enough to do the first 2 last year. And honestly, this one, obviously we had a big roll into it, a lot of planning. And this one was a lot of fun. It's at one of my favorite facilities and racetracks, RedBud, Michigan, and just so much fun. And a lot more riders, at least like the factory supported guys were all here. A lot of the kids trying to get those factory support. So genuinely, I think all the teams were loaded with a lot of talent, and so it's a little more even. Although Hayden Deegan kind of beat up on everybody a little bit and made it not so even. But that's racing. So much to cover. I mean, it's crazy because you start at 3 o'clock on Thursday, and we're jamming a bunch of information, from social media stuff, media training, to sports nutrition, training, all the things to eat and drink at the race day, and then also trying to cram in the thing that you're paid to do, and that's to race the dirt bike. Trying to get them to understand, hey, if you do this on the track, or back up here a little bit to gain a little here. But for me, what I enjoy most and what I take from 3 of these now is they're elite kids. And whether they're on the factory teams or not, you got 24 kids that are really amongst the very best amateurs in the country. And so you can talk to them very much like you can talk to a pro. You can give them those finer details to better themselves, to find and extract that extra little bit of time out of the track. And you can see the light bulbs go off, and you can see that they understand that conversation, going from a dad of 3, my eldest being 12 and new to the sport. You have to kind of dumb it down a little bit and give him little information. So again, my 3rd consecutive one, and can't wait for the next one.
That's right, and our next show will come from Ironman, and then we'll round out our 3-race season from California at Pala. For everyone at Racer TV, thanks for watching. I'm Jason Wygant.